Anybody out there who does traditional dovetail joints can appreciate how complex the geometry is. I mean, these cheeks all the way along where they meet the sides need to be perfect. Where the fingerboard extension meets the body, that actual tip in there, that's got to be tight. Of course, the fingerboard extension itself has to be tight all the way along. And along this end, right up to this tip, so right to the sound hole, that fingerboard extension, you want perfect contact all the way around. I'm going to let that set for an hour or so. We'll pull the clamps off, and then I'll demonstrate with the straight edge all those critical neck to body angles that determine the amount of pressure you put on the soundboard and the adjustability for action. Well, that neck to body joint, especially on an acoustic guitar, is one of the most important joints for several reasons. Let me explain. So first of all, for the ultimate neck angle, we should be able to set that straight edge on there, slide it along, and it should just kiss the top of the bridge. So what that means is that there'll always be adjustment on that saddle for many, many years to come. So this angle determines the adjustability of the action, but it also determines the amount of force generated on the soundboard. And like I mentioned earlier, there's no saddle in there yet. I always do this, cut it after the fact. So it's about 7/16 to the underside of that straight edge. To generate the proper amount of load for the soundboard, it should be 5/8 of an inch from the soundboard surface to the underside diameter of the string. And that's exactly what we've got here. So I'm very happy with that. We'll generate the right amount of load to set this soundboard in motion. In the other video, I did mention that the two outside holes are through drilled, so we could use those bridge pins to index the bridge during the gluing process. But the other reason I do that is when I line up that neck, I've got a little tick there, center line, on the first string hole and the 6th string hole. So when I put my straight edge and I look along the length of the neck, I check the distance of the body at that 14th fret. From the outside of the fingerboard to the straight edge, that distance there should be the same distance on the bass side. You'd be surprised how many guitars are not even close. So we've got adjustability easily for the next 50 years. And then we've got it right this way and this way. That's what I was just discussing there. The alignment of the strings side to side is perfect. And lastly, we've got it right this way and this way. And you can see, because right now that bridge will be rounded a little tiny bit on top. If I go to the outside, you'll see that it touches just a little bit. And on this side, same thing, it touches just a little bit. In the center, it doesn't, and that's because we've got a radius on the fingerboard. The bridge is straight across on the top. I will soften that crown of the bridge so that this straight edge actually kisses all the way across. All of those neck angles again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's perfect. So this guitar will remain playable and adjustable for decades to come. Okay, I'm bringing you in here to show you this. What I've got here is I have a backup oak caul. This will be bolted into place on the inside of the guitar to back up those middle 4 holes so that when I through drill, it doesn't break out the rosewood bridge plate underneath. So now that we've got that oak backer plate in there, I can drill through the soundboard and through the rosewood bridge plate underneath. Not worry about any breakthrough on that rosewood plate on the underside. And I'm watching the dust turn from rosewood to spruce to oak, and then I know I've gone deep enough. I do tilt this back a little bit. And our last one. hear how loud this thing's going to be. For any of you guys that have your neck surgery kits, you probably recognize this 3/16" brass fastener. This is indeed the indexing pin. And speaking of neck surgery, Jake, we've got two NSKs en route to Louisville, Kentucky, and what's the other one? Excelsior Springs, Montana. And then a couple of more inquiries from Denmark and Australia this past week. So that's what we had. We had that oak backup piece. I can reach under there, feel that. There is no tear out whatsoever on that rosewood. Well, we are essentially down to a compensated nut. Slot the bridge, and obviously there's so much reflection off this lacquer you can't even see the guitar. These are the rosewood back and sides. Well, I can see the windows in the back of that guitar. So yeah, rosewood back and sides, mahogany neck, rosewood headstock overlay, and the curly maple logo and sterling silver trim, EVO frets, and a rosewood bridge, and just a simple herringbone rosette around the sound hole. We've got a beautiful bear claw top on this. So we went with a high gloss on the rosewood back and sides, and then a 50% sheen on the bear claw top, and a high gloss on the rosewood, all the rosewood surfaces. The rosewood face as well is also high gloss. The mahogany neck is also done in a lower sheen, midway between satin and low gloss. The compensated nut blank is cut and fitted. So this week we'll do the math, calculate the placement of that bridge saddle, and install the compensated saddle, and install the LR Baggs Anthem system.